Hello everybody and welcome to Gene's Reviews, movie reviews from a regular dude. What do you guys think about conspiracy theories like Bohemian Grove? Have you ever heard of that? It's supposedly there's a place where all these people meet and they're part of the Illuminati and they're all really rich people, politicians, actors, actresses and stuff like that. And they supposedly do human sacrifices and crazy shit like that. What do you think of all that? I'm going to do a reaction to a video here. It's called Eyewitness to Murder at Bohemian Grove, America's Satanic Hellfire Club. Okay, this is by Anthony J. Hilder. So I find this stuff fascinating and interesting. I don't know if I believe it or not. I kind of don't doubt it, to be honest with you. But let's check this out. In 1, 2, 3. Said 1990s. I think it's a misprint. That one says 1909. That looks more like it.
Peter, you've witnessed children being sacrificed at the Grove?
You know, I did. And I've made this very public. It is revolving around the case, the missing child case of Kevin Collins. And if anybody looks it up on the internet, they still say that it's an unsolved case. I've been to law enforcement in San Francisco. I made a mention of this for the first time back in 2003 while I was still in jail for another issue. And I thought I would be on death row. I myself, Peter Alexander Cherneff, am one of 3 people that have witnessed ritualistic murders of children during the 80s up here during the 80s. The other one is David Schurter, and the third person is Paul Bonacci, who was made well known in the book by Senator John DeCamp, The Franklin Cover-Up.
Peter, I'm filing suit against the Bohemian Club of San Francisco. I'm calling for an injunction.
It's just weird, man.
Of the cremation of care.
Why would anyone get involved in something like that? It's just weird.
Satanic rituals and the sacrifice of children and the molestation of children at the Grove. Going back a period of 130 years, there may be as many as 1,300 people in bodies that have been buried there. I want a dig. I'm calling for a dig. I'm calling for the cadaver dogs to come in and the equipment that can identify bodies that have been buried underneath the ground there. Are you in favor of that?
I would be, and it would be an interesting thing to see what happens. I can tell you from past experience and what I know from other sources, also firsthand, is they go way out of their way to dispose of bodies. And but I would definitely support that. You know, I watched a couple days ago, just to check on things, I watched a little video talking about the cremation of care, and they were making light of this.
Looks like somebody snuck in there.
Of care, what it is, really, it's a discussion regarding population control. They're making decisions as to what group of millions of people they're going to genocide next. And we all have seen the genocides over the last 10, 15 years for anybody that's paying even a modicum of attention. I am one of 3 people that has publicly acknowledged being involved in ritualistic murder of children up in Bohemian Grove. Paul Bonacci being one of Nebraska.
Can you imagine how that would scar you? That would screw me up so bad to witness something like that.
David Schurter. That's S-H-U-R-T-E-R. Google davidschurter.com.
Can we use your testimony in our lawsuit against the Grove?
Absolutely. I can tell you I'm not a fan of the courts or lawyers, but if you think, and maybe there's a turn, maybe there's a spiritual turn going in our favor, and the answer is yes. And I'll show you right here what I put out. I'll read it to you as you look at it. Doug reminded me it was actually 1984. I'm not real good at remembering dates, but at the Bohemian Grove, I was involved in a rather private ritual, Catholic, Nazi, satanic in nature, a service, a working, if you will, with 9 relative unknowns at the time, so to speak. A most unique killing ritual table with 9 retractable, long, thin, sharp knives. Blades.
Midsummer sets us free. You burn me once again.
They're out of their
Catholic
freaking
Kevin
mind,
Collins,
man.
snatched off the streets of San Francisco, was sacrificed. As he lay on the table, the knives were brought up through him. And after this, each participant, buoyed by the others, rose to prominence. Leaders of the minions, princes unto mammon. I called it 9 knights, 9 arms, 9 blades. The participants, except for 1 or 2 I didn't mention, are Willie Brown, Arlen Specter, Barney Frank, Roger Mahoney, the LA Cardinal, Ratzinger, who's now the Pope, Robert Byrd, George Bush Sr., otherwise known as George
I've heard that
Scherff,
before.
Scherff.
You mean Magog? That's what they call him, the man who wages war against God in the final days of earth.
Yes, and Warren Buffett.
I've
and
heard
the
that
Master
too.
of Ceremonies was Dr. Lieutenant Colonel Michael Aquino.
So they are involved in ritual murders, satanic Luciferian.
They definitely had these during the 80s. I can't attest to what's going on there now. I believe that most of their work was in certain arenas was done at that time and prior. But a lot of the things that they've done where they put things into motion that we're seeing now. Our military guys that are currently serving now, we've lost 5,000 or 6,000, but more than that number have suicided.
Have they not been sacrificed essentially to Satan?
That's what's going on.
Can we use this on film?
Absolutely, you can use this on film.
That stuff is just absolutely nuts to me. I've seen that Alex Jones guy, that conspiracy theorist dude that's really crazy, in my opinion. But some of his stuff, I think, does make some sense. He claims to have snuck in there. In fact, I think there's video of him trying to sneak into Bohemian Grove and getting stopped and stuff like that. But I believe in it. After watching that video, I believe it goes on, but that's some really scary stuff. I hope they do eventually get where they're able to go in there and dig and find the stuff and, actually prove that all this is going on instead of it just being a theory. Have some cold, hard proof. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of Bohemian Grove and conspiracy theories in general. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and when you subscribe, tap that bell icon so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. See you next time. Yeah!